Hi guys, my name is Daniel and I created this YouTube channel called Daniel's Project. This will be my first video and hopefully this video will serve as an inspiration for others. But before we start, I'd like to mention two things. First, I'd like to say thank you to Jonathan, who is one of my best friends and also my teacher. And he guided me through this process and I'm very thankful for this. Second, although I created chapters, I don't want to put anything into boxes. So please keep in mind that everything is interconnected. And also, I think that context matters a lot. That's why I created a chapter called Prior Experiences, to give you an idea of where I started, so where I came from, because this shows you at least a degree of realness. So without further ado, let's jump into the video and enjoy the 18-month training progress from September 2019 to 2021. So back in 2017, I did a lot of calisthenics training with one of my friends. We were basically only doing pull-ups, muscle-ups, dips, sometimes back levers and front levers, and training legs. Of course, you have to do it. And then in December 2017, I started to work with Johnny, who's now one of my best friends. But I just wanted to focus on strength training. He wanted to do some other things with me, but I was just, not mature enough, I would say. Just doing strength training, and this was the holy grail for me. In spring 2018, I started to work on some basic ring routines, but due to the heavy load or the high intensity of my strength training, what? Okay, one more time. Due to the heavy load of my strength training routine, I got injured. I had a little shoulder impingement on my right shoulder in spring 2018, so I was trying to regain strength in the last days of summer, and I went to Scotland for a semester abroad. Also trying to dig a little deeper into handstanding, but eventually I got sick and I trained anyways for several weeks, which left me unable to train for nearly 6 months. The last half year was by far, I'd say, the worst time in my life. I was unable to train until April 2019, then started doing some Olympic weightlifting. This was one of my personal bests in 2019. And yeah, that's it. This is for the context of this video. Now the real video will start and you have a better idea of where I came from. So let's start with some hand balancing. Back in September 2019, I had no idea of where my hips are in relation to space. My shoulders were closed. Handstands were a really big struggle for me, but I feel like nowadays they're getting more solid. I can start to work on some shapes now, but as we all know, handstands need patience and calmness, and sometimes they just make me angry. Continuing with the upper body strength work, although doing pike push-ups with bad form, my strength levels were already decent because of the Olympic weightlifting work. I was even able to do or to start with some weighted chin-ups with 10 kilograms of additional weight. Luckily my muscle memory did not completely vanish, so I was able to do some ring muscle ups with pauses 1.5 years ago, and in the last couple of months I worked towards the straddle press, which you can see in this video, together with some tuck negatives, because I want to work towards the pike press and the starter press eventually. I would say my overall amount of strength is not greater than before, but the quality is much higher. And for the pulling work, I'm doing some straight arm pulling at the moment. I have thrown the goal of the one arm chin up overboard, but eventually I get a full front lever somewhere in the future. So juggling became a real COVID thing for me. I was able to do some basic 3-ball patterns before, but I restarted juggling in May 2020. And yeah, I practiced this for 2 or 3 times per week over the summer, and all the time when the weather was good I just went outside. And I learned a lot of new patterns, which you can see here. I tried to combine them, and yeah, enjoy. Also, I learned to juggle with 4 balls and learn some basic patterns, which is much harder than 3-ball juggling, I would say. This video I was trying to combine them, and right now I'm on the road to 5 balls, but this will be a long and tough one. Johnny calls this planes work and acrobatics, and I really like this practice. These are some shitty card weights for some additional context in spring 2018, and 1.5 years ago I was starting with some basic sequences. Yeah, worked on them for 1 or 2 times per week. Here are some really nice and fluid movements, Daniel. Looking great. So this was one of my first improvisation sessions on the Heiligengeistfeld in Hamburg, also known as the Concrete Desert. And in autumn 2020 I had a couple of dance sessions with Sarah, who's a good friend of mine and also an amazing dance teacher. And yeah, this improved my movement quality by a lot, as you can see in this video. And for some more realness on the internet, I added some nice clips from last week's practice. Yeah, the practice is not as shiny as many of you might think. More failing than succeeding, but yeah, that's the process. Continuing with the painful topic of flexibility. My flexibility after 15 years of playing football was wonderful. But I worked on it once a week and did some daily practice for the last 6 months, I would say. And yeah, my pancake and the forward fold are looking pretty decent. And also my middle split improved a lot. Other things like the bridge or the front splits I will cover in an upcoming video, because in my opinion this video will be too bloated. In November 2020 I joined the online exploration group by Flynn Disney, which inspired me to start with parkour or some basic jumping work, and also some rail balancing and some wall runs. I continued working on this in March 2021 because the weather was a lot better than in February, and practiced some lines and also some running precision jumps.
Yes.
Of course, the chapter of lower body strength cannot be missing. So after my Olympic weightlifting work, I worked on some front squats and back squats. But yeah, due to Corona, the gyms got closed in March 2020. And over the next few months I just did some basic floor routines for my lower body mobility and also for more strength in the lowest positions. And I just worked on some basic bodyweight strength exercises, such as shrimp squats and pistol squats, for example, as you can see in this video. Yeah, that's it. Hopefully you enjoyed the video and got a better understanding of what I did throughout the last 1.5 years. And if you want to support me, please share this, like the video and hit the subscribe button. And put any questions and feedback in the comment box below. Thanks for watching. Second, so ich hab's. In einem Take. Ja? Bro, in einem Take.